It's summertime, which means it's pool season, which means it's time for bikinis. It's time for suntan lotion. It's time for intense social manipulation and relationship politicking to make sure that you get invited to only the best pools.
Dude, my whole life, all I wanted was for my family to have a pool. And my mom would always say, she'd be like, no, Dana, you don't need a pool. You just need to make friends who have a pool. And oh my God, that sentence, that advice was the downfall of my whole freaking life.
Well, first of all, right there, it's like that advice is a classic parent move, and that it's like, people always love to say like, oh, you don't need a pool. You just need to make friends who have a pool. Nobody mentions that making friends who have a pool is the hardest thing there is to do, because those are the most in-demand friends there are.
Everyone wants to be friends with the pool bitches, duh. If someone has a pool, that automatically makes it like a million times harder to be their friend because they have so many prospects.
Well, it's like telling a peasant in medieval England to be like, you just need to make friends with the king. It's like, yeah, everyone's trying to be friends with the king, and if you have a pool, you're the king of your school. Midnight
Milkshake.
Also, again, that is kind of unfair too, because it's like, okay, it's so hard to make friends as a kid, except if you are a kid whose parents have a pool.
Yeah.
Then it's easy as fuck to have friends.
It's like a winning lottery ticket socially.
Friend. But I was telling Robert, I remember one of the worst summers of my life. It was right. I had just gotten fat. I don't think that this was the reason I was excluded from the pool. I think because also me getting fat also came along with me being like totally disconnected from my body. And I probably was really weird. Like I was on a bunch of medication that made me fat, and it made me disconnected from my own life.
Well, I will say this energy right now, I'm not sure I would want it at my pool.
Totally. But I just like truly did not care about my own life during this time. So I'm sure I wasn't like a picnic to be around.
And I'm also going to be honest, like, the pool party vibe is not like we don't care about our own lives. The pool party vibe is not like, blast the music, have some drinks. We don't care about our own lives.
Yeah, I was like very nihilistic in a way that probably wasn't... It just wouldn't make anyone feel good in a pool party
vibes
context.
And nihilism are different vibes.
Yeah, they are. They're different.
So there is that.
Yes,
with that caveat, go ahead.
There was a girl that I had been friends with personally since elementary school. And we were friends throughout middle school, throughout high school a little bit. And then, again, I was kind of in what I would call a social isolation that was like kind of imposed on me, but also self-imposed simultaneously. And mostly because, again, of the nihilism due to the antipsychotics I didn't need to be on.
Have you ever noticed how losers are always looking for ways to say they're losers without saying they're losers? Like you'll like ask a loser in high school if they were a loser in high school, and they're like, well, no, because like all like the cool people were friends with me individually. They just weren't friends with me as a group, you know? It's like, just say you're a loser.
Okay, well, I was a loser. Okay. Well, I've said I was a loser.
I understand.
I'm not trying to hide that I'm a loser. I'm just trying to give like more context for the kind of loser.
Of course, with the flavor.
Also because I've been so many different kinds of losers over the course of my life. So I like to highlight what kind of loser I was at this time.
What specific era?
This era, I was chemically lobotomized and severely overweight.
Which I'll say, as types of losers go, that is a rare vintage. That's a powerful vintage.
That's a powerful vintage. So I'd been friends with this one girl since elementary school. And through her, she had met a bunch of other girls that I became friends with in middle school. Summer before 10th grade. They are all at this girl's pool every single day, and I am not invited. And I don't even really think that much of it because, like I said, at this point, I was extremely disconnected from my thoughts, feelings, and inner life. Like, I just, like, I didn't care if I lived or died. I think I was just, like, sitting in my room, probably, like, binge eating yogurt pretzels and watching One Tree Hill on Uvu or whatever.
But here's what I will say in your defense. Yes, you're a loser because you're sitting home alone. But also, like, why are you sitting home alone? Because your friends didn't invite you to the pool party.
Yes.
It's like they could have saved you at any time.
At any time, they could have invited me.
It's like they left you in a burning building.
They did.
And then they ostracized you for getting burned.
Yes. But again, I wasn't even mad about it at the time. And I only got reignited about it a couple years ago because one of the girls who was in this group that I'm talking about, she casually mentioned, oh, that summer where we just went to blank's pool every day, remember? To me. And I go, no, I don't remember because you guys literally ghosted me that summer and didn't respond to, and none of you answered my texts all summer. I remember that summer now. Yeah, it's the summer you fucking ghosted me. I was never at the pool with you guys. And it just brought me back. Anyway.
Well, it seems like you went back just now.
I went back just now because, again, that is infuriating. And also to her, so casual, so flippant, didn't even realize I wasn't at the pool. All I realized was I wasn't at the pool.
Well, your whole life was dominated by I'm not included.
I'm not
and then
at
the
the
people
pool.
who excluded you, they're like, you were included, right?
Oh, yeah. Remember that time? No, because you deliberately excluded me. Because also, and I always say this so much, and I'm convinced that this is true, and it makes me sound like a crazy, narcissistic, paranoid, delusional psychopath.
Let it rip.
But I swear there are groups of people throughout my entire life that they only have a good time by excluding specifically me. And the only thing they have in common is that they don't like me. But really, they all love me. And that's one of the plights of my life.
I'm gonna take a universal takeaway from that
Yes.
hyper specific complaint, if you don't mind. I think the universal takeaway is that there is literally nothing more frustrating than individuals you're friends with separate from each other all start hanging out with each other through you and with you, and then go off to hang out without you. Because it's like, what do you mean, like, you're excluding me from your new hang? None of you would even know each other if it wasn't for me. And then if I were to bring that up, you'd act like I was crazy. And
Also,
it's like,
clearly what you have in common is me.
yeah.
Clearly what you have in common is me.
Well, you're the thing that unites them. Also, it's like, if you want to hang out with these people that I've introduced you to, the social tax you must pay is you got to hang out with me too.
That's the social tax. But no, nobody wants to pay the social tax.
Also, I'm
the IRS. I'm the social IRS, and I'm auditing your freaking asses.
Okay, but again, if people are putting together a guest list for a pool party, you'd understand why they wouldn't want to invite the social IRS.
No, totally.
Yeah.
And I also understand, like I said, I was chemically lobotomized, severely overweight. I get that that's not the vibe of pool party.
You were
CLSO.
You were
CLSO.
Chemically lobotomized, severely overweight.
Yeah. And yeah, maybe that's not fun in the sun, summertime vibes.
It's summertime. It's pool time. It's time for popsicles. It's time for barbecue. It's time for chemically lobotomized, severely overweight social IRS.
But Lana Del Rey's song is Summertime Sadness, is it not? And I feel like I was embodying that.
You were eating yogurt pretzels, chemically lobotomized, severely overweight, listening to Lana Del Rey. By the way, that is who Lana, I think, like, she would even think her music would be for. I almost feel like hot girls claimed Lana Del Rey. It's like, no, she's for kind of... She would be for, like, the isolated sad girls.
I think that's real. I think she's for the, how do you call it? Like the basement dweller female equivalent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I remember because I heard legends of Lana Del Rey. Like, I heard her name whispered. I had never really listened to a Lana Del Rey song until I was by myself on a Saturday night. I'd call it sophomore year of high school. I was not chemically lobotomized, not overweight at all, but still a loser. And that's its own rare vintage. But I listened to Lana Del Rey by myself, having been excluded socially that Saturday night. And then I listened to Blue Jeans and I watched the music video. And I was just like, this is how I fucking feel.
Yeah, no, it definitely.
And I think Blue Jeans is a song about, like, actually, like hooking up and being, like...
white shirt.
Yeah, we don't want to get copyright striked.
Right.
But, you know, maybe we won't.
Yeah.
But again, I'm like, oh, literally, it's like, if you're alone, you can... Lana Del Rey just hits like crack.
I remember listening to video games just on repeat.
Dude.
So apparently she wrote that about, like, some guy, and then she, like, got a billboard in his town. Just one billboard in his town.
Well, I think what's cool about Lana Del Rey, and I don't even mean this as a dunk, is that she is a loser. Like, and it's like she's obviously a winner at life and she's an awesome artist, but she chooses to almost, like, embody a loser experience. Like, she's just, like, dating, like, an ugly old guy, isn't she?
Yeah, and I mean, she talks a lot about this a lot, but, like, her romantic relationships have been far from ideal.
Yeah.
In general.
And I actually, I sincerely think that's a testament to her.
Yeah.
Because she could date, like, a movie star if she wanted to. She's like, no, I'm going to the trailer park.
Yeah.
I'm finding the person with the most unresolved anger issues.
Yes, and I'm gonna love them.
And I'm gonna love them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna love them.
And that's why she's good.
The plight of the lover girl.
Well, she's very much like Ernest Hemingway, who would, like, go overseas to the front of war just to, like, be artistically inspired. It's like she's doing that by dating, like, alcoholics 20 years older than her.
Dude, that's so real. Also, again, ultimately, that's why Taylor Swift's art, I think it didn't, on an emotional level, didn't really transcend past, dare I say, like, her, like, 20s dating experiences.
Sure.
Because those experiences became not relatable.
No, but she did, at least, she found, like, a Taylor Swift found a way to make art interesting while dating like super cool hot people because she dated super cool hot people who were incredibly mean to her, which is a workaround.
Right.
Like you can, if you're dating like, I'm dating like a hot, cool older musician, but if he treats you like shit, suddenly you're just like every other woman.
And I have always thought that dating is the great socioeconomic equalizer because it doesn't matter. And I realized this when I was dating in my 20s. It doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. We can all get treated like shit by some guy.
Yeah.
And that is like so. I mean, again, it's socialist, honestly.
Yeah.
A person who doesn't know what socialism is.
A guy treating you like shit is socialism.
Yeah, it's socialism. But that makes sense why so many socialist men treat you like crap. Because they're trying to microdose being rich.
Yeah. So they're like, I'm going to be mean to women.
Yeah.
Because that's like what the rich do.
They're socializing the resource of evil.
Yeah. And here's what I'll say too. It also, speaking of that, it reminds me of the Elizabeth Holmes trial.
Yes.
Her texts got leaked. And the guy that I think she was having an affair with, but also was doing the kind of Theranos scam with, she was like texting him all this stuff, and she would text him all this stuff about like wanting to be with him and wanting to hook up with him, and he'd respond like, "Okay." And it's like, wow, not only is she rich, she is actively like, this guy and her are as tied together as you could be. They're committing mass fraud together.
Yeah.
He will commit mass fraud with you, but he will not text you back.
Well, men will commit mass fraud with you before they put a ring on it.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting. Like, men, here's the one thing men will not do with a woman is marry them, like, willy-nilly. You know what I mean? Like, they'll do everything but marry you.
Yeah.
Like, that's why people say, like, if he won't marry you, run. Because that is true. The only test is, like, will he marry you or not? That for men, that's it.
Yeah.
Because men will do literally everything with anyone except marry.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of what it seems like from an observer's perspective.
It also does like, there is also, and every version of a guy has a different excuse for why he will never marry.
Right.
And it's like, you just don't want to.
You don't want it with that girl. But also every guy who has an excuse for why he will never marry, the second that he breaks up with the girl that he has all these ideological reasons why he's against marriage with, when she's with her, oh, it's an ideology. Oh, I'll never get married. Oh, I don't believe in marriage on principle. Suddenly, he and that girl break up. Next chick he's with, married.
Wow. Huh. It's like, wow, that hot blonde chick you just married must have been a great debater to destroy you in the marketplace of ideas.
Dare I say it's Big and Natasha.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's exactly like that.
That's literally that. They already did that on Sex and the City.
Yeah, guys with their cool girlfriend will wax poetic about how they don't believe in marriage, and then they'll dump her to get with just like a generic hot girl, and suddenly they're all about it.
Yeah, suddenly they don't have any ideological oppositions to marriage.
Yeah.
They used to be like all like, well, I would never want to like own a woman. Marriage posits that a woman is your property, and I would never see you as my property. And then you and him break up, and he's like, oh no, yeah, I can see her as my property. Yeah, I can see this one.
Oh yeah, Tiffany's my property. Tiffany's my love
property.
it.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
But again, interesting.
It is interesting. It is interesting. Or not interesting. It's actually like kind of, it tells all this time.
Well, here's what I will say. We are married.
We are
not
married.
to shock anyone.
Yes.
We are married.
We're married.
But
we're married.
Well, the funniest thing,
someone commented on one of our videos, cutest fuck couple, but definitely thought it was lavender. And you know what I realized? The chicest thing that you can have as a husband who everyone thinks is gay. That chic as fuck. That's chic as fuck.
No, that's chic as fuck.
Yeah.
But also saying that chic as fuck is why they would say it's lavender marriage. Yeah. If you're like that chic as fuck, and then you looked at me like, would you agree? And I'm like, no, it's not that I don't agree. It's that I know that if I'm like, oh, you think my marriage is lavender? Well, I think it's chic to have a lavender marriage.
Well, we're not in a lavender marriage.
No, we're in a regular marriage.
Yeah, it's regular.
It's regular.
But
not lavender, regular.
But not regular in like a Dawn Draper Betty way.
Well, not regular like bad. I guess it's irregular standard.
Not it's good. Although it does seem like, okay, here's my thing. Whenever I see like millennials on TikTok who are married and stuff like that, it does seem like millennials are definitely doing marriage better than boomers. In terms of like, it seems like every couple I see, they genuinely like each other, they're friends, like they're homies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I do think there was the lost art of like marrying someone you liked in our parents' generation. Like they missed the memo on like, if you're gonna spend your life with someone, you should like want to hang out with them.
Well, boomers love to pretend that personal problems are actually just the way it is systemically. Because every boomer I know is like, marriage is hard. Husbands and wives aren't supposed to be friends. And it's like, you hate your husband.
Yeah, you just don't like your husband, or like you don't like your wife. Well, I remember those books that were like, do you remember those books that were like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus?
Yes.
Like the idea that like men and women are just from different planets and we could never see eye to eye. And I'm like, this is all the speculations of someone who specifically doesn't like the man or woman that they are with.
And then you're making it our problem.
You are making it a broader societal issue.
And then all our parents read those books to us. They're like sitting me down at 8 and they're like, women are from Venus, men are from Mars. And it's like, this isn't my problem.
Well, no, I remember like at age 5 being like, saying like casually, like flippantly, like to my parents, like, well, I probably want to marry like a woman because like I don't really like get along with any guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that actually is the crux of like so many issues. Now they're going to think that I'm a lesbian, but whatever.
Well, I remember saying to my parents, like, good God, do I want to suck a dick? Good God. And
Good God.
Don't read into that.
Don't read into that.
Don't read into that at all.
Oh my God, relax.
Just everything means something
Everything
now.
means something now. Everything means something now.
Go on.
But I'm like, no, I think it's like so, again, interesting that children were like, especially again, if you were raised by boomers, you were probably socialized to think that you like didn't get along with the other gender. And I'm like, you're literally projecting the unique dynamic of your weird relationship onto your kid and the way that they interact with every other gender.
Yeah.
Like,
and to what degree is that learned? Like, again, everyone always talks about like every couple dynamic represented in popular media and family media is always like nagging wife and, husband who like, he puts up with it, but then he is always at work.
Yeah.
And then the lesson is always supposed to be like, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So many family movies and family sitcoms, the entire movie is wife nagging the husband for being emotionally unavailable, husband calling the wife ungrateful because he just works all the time and she doesn't appreciate it. And then the movie ends with them going, you know what? We do love each other and this is family.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, get a divorce.
Yeah, or
most 90s movies should have ended with an amicable divorce.
Yeah, but just like realizing like, oh wait, no, you weren't my person. Like marriage isn't supposed to like suck this hard. This just wasn't the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's also interesting because I think about that dynamic that was depicted a lot. And I am like, I think that's also why the second that women can make their own money, like heterosexual relationships in general kind of like struggle or like fall apart because again, what we've seen idealized in, movies and TV from previous eras, it's like it always makes the man out to be useless except for he is the earner.
Yeah.
And so like, of course, like women earn and then they go, well, I don't need a fucking man because as far as I can tell from every media representation, if he's not providing for me, how could he possibly benefit my life? Because that was the kind of man that was like in all media pre-2010.
And they're totally blind to like the actual new dynamic, which is like the new sell of marriage. And this is, I think, the biggest sell of marriage. It's that you should get married because when you're married to someone, you always have someone to bring you soup when you're sick. I'm not even joking. That is the number one benefit of being in like a long-term happy relationship. Every single time I get sick, I don't go, who's going to bring me soup? Who's going to pick me up Dayquil? Because I know my freaking wife will do that.
Because it's me. And Robert and
Vice versa.
We're both sick recently, but conveniently, and this always happens, I usually get sick like 2 days before Robert. And then some might say I give the sickness to Robert.
Yeah.
Some might say. But regardless of what happens, I usually have the first 2 days sick and then Robert gets sick. But by the time Robert's sick, I'm now feeling good enough to take care of him and vice versa. When I'm sick, he's not sick yet, so he can take care of me.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
And
that's
wonderful.
what marriage is about.
Also, when one of you gets sick, you know that the other person is going to get sick in a couple days.
Yeah.
So it means like the first person to get sick, the healthy person goes, stocks up on supplies so that when they get sick, they already have all the Dayquil and NyQuil.
Exactly.
Yeah. And whenever anyone is like, the institution of marriage is so outdated, it's like, no, it's literally important because when you get sick, who will bring you soup and NyQuil?
And you might be thinking like DoorDash or like Uber Eats. And I would say
that's sad as fuck.
That's sad as fuck.
I'm not one of those people who's like single people are doing it wrong or anything, or like, everyone has their own journey, but it's like, dude, door dashing Dayquil and NyQuil is depressing. And I've done it before. I've done it before.
Same. But I would also say in regard to that, that kind of goes along with something I've seen people talk about a lot, which is that corporations are trying to force people to outsource their need for community and relationships.
Yeah.
Which I think is real as fuck. Like the whole idea of like being able to Uber Eats or DoorDash soup makes it so like I no longer even want to try to like work through a conflict with a potential partner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like, it's easier to just be alone. I'll just Uber Eats my soup. But it's like, no, in general, it's like, you know, provided I like the person enough, if Robert and I have a small fight, I should like want to work through it.
Because you don't want to DoorDash soup.
Because I don't want to DoorDash soup.
You don't want to DoorDash soup.
Yeah.
By the way, you know how they always say it's like, oh, like Big Pharma's sitting on the cures to all these diseases, but they intentionally don't release the cure because there's more money in the treatment than in the cure. I think that's true. Like, I think there is a cure for the common cold out there, but I don't think it's being suppressed by Big Pharma. I think it's being suppressed by Big Panera. Because I think Panera recognizes that their main customer base is people who are sick who need soup.
It's so real.
Because they're the only soup destination.
They're the only soup place these
As soon
days.
as the common cold gets cured, no one's going to Panera anymore.
Well, we go to Panera every single day when we're sick and then never anytime else.
Never.
So Robert and I would say we probably buy like 15 Panera meals a year.
Yes, that's
and
true.
All of those are when we are sick.
Because we get sick for like 3 to 5 days, 3 times a year.
And we get Panera like every single day when we're sick.
Every single day.
Every single day.
Because it's a soup destination.
Because it's a soup destination.
Like if I bet there is a graph that I'm sure Panera corporate shows where it's like the sicker people get, the higher up their sales go.
Yeah.
Here's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
What if Panera is like intentionally releasing like pathogens into the air and like trying to like get people sick on purpose because they're trying to move broccoli cheddar and bread bowls?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Maybe. Big Panera, we see you. Big Pharma, we see you too.
Yeah. Big Pharma, we see you. And we know how scared you are of Big Panera.
Well, I want to talk about, again, sometimes I worry that like talking about Big Pharma gets you like flagged.
Not the way we do it.
Okay.
We have nothing. We know nothing, and we have nothing to say, and no one takes us seriously.
We are not medical experts. In case you were confused.
You literally said you were like, what did you say at the beginning? What? You were like,
I was chemically lobotomized and severely overweight. Okay. Yeah. In case you're confused,
you're not an expert.
We're not medical professionals, but I want to talk about this. So I, Dana, am someone who has been on a myriad of different psychopharmaceutical medications and also stimulants throughout the course of my life, right? So I wanted to talk about how I currently, Dana, am clean, cold turkey from every kind of medication. And you might be listening to me or watching me going, yeah, clearly, lady. But I am off all the meds. I'm not on a freaking thing. But I wanted to talk about how medication has helped my life because what I think medication is good for, and I'm specifically talking about Adderall and antidepressants, is I think it's really good to give you a mentally, chaotic person a look into how normal people function. So specifically, I was on Adderall for about a year. And in that time, what it did was it made me see the world through someone without like severe attention deficit issues. And it made me realize like, oh yeah, like I would pop my Adderall and then I would just like have a task and I would just do the task. But now that I'm off Adderall, even though I can't like pop the Adderall and then like do the task, what I know is that I can just do the task. Does that make sense? Like it's given me, it's given me a glimpse into the brain of a normal person, and it's allowed me to behaviorally mimic that.
The way like taking steroids will allow a average person to kind of microdose what it's like to be like a high functioning athlete, taking Adderall allowed you, a crazy person, to microdose what it's like to be quote unquote normal. Yes.
And now I am much better at mimicking normal routines and behaviors, and it has drastically improved the quality of my life, even though I'm no longer on Adderall. Yeah. Because I know how I function on Adderall, I can literally just behaviorally do the things that I was doing, even though my brain's like, what if we'd go over here? I'm like, no, No. But anyway, I wanted to say that really quick because I wanted to talk about
that entire monologue. I'm picturing you delivering it in the shallow end of a pool and just grinding the momentum of the whole pool party to a halt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you got a pool, invite this lady. She'll tell you all about Big Pharma.
I'll tell you all about Big Pharma.
Hey, yo.
But yeah, and same with like antidepressants. I was on this antidepressant Wellbutrin, and I always say what it did was it didn't make me not depressed, but it gave me like the burst of energy that I needed in the morning to do the things that would make me not depressed.
Yeah.
And then when I stopped taking it, I realized like I just have to clear that morning hump.
Yeah.
Of feeling like, oh, but like life is so hard and heavy.
Yeah.
And I just like push through it. And then I do the things that make me not depressed, and I'm not depressed.
Well, that is the unfortunate thing that happens to the unfortunate thing about literally any like emotional or mental problem is that the end result, like the end way out is just, yeah, you got to do your stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And now whatever you need to do in order to get to that point,
100%.
of course, valid and do
Yes.
it. Like, I'm not trying to make light of it, but I am like, that is the crazy thing of like, whenever you have like these like emotional or mental hurdles, it's like, yeah, no, I get it. But like the end of this journey has to be you doing your stuff anyway.
I get it, but you have to do your stuff.
Yeah.
And again, whatever you need to do to get into the place where you're doing your stuff.
Yeah.
That's what,
and that's the goal of all these
and
things.
that's life.
Yeah.
And that's life in the macro.
And that's life in the macro.
And like we said, like to go back on the nihilism, you do at times in your life feel like nothing matters, but the true beauty of really internalizing that maybe nothing matters is that you then get to decide what's fun to have matter.
Well, if nothing matters, that means anything can matter to you. That is always the flip side.
That's the beauty.
And you have to, I mean, that's like, dare I say, a glass half empty. It's like, yes, nothing matters.
Yes.
But that means that anything can matter. We kind of harmonized on can matter.
Can matter.
Nothing matters, but that means anything
can matter. Yeah.
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 Never let them know your next move.
And go to Spotify, and you better, if that better get you to follow the pod.
Oh, someone said that they don't know what kind of milkshake they're supposed to be drinking. With our podcast, they were like, I don't have a good milkshake to drink with this yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I suggest cookies and cream. But again, I would love to get some sort of milkshake collab going for our podcast. That's something I'm manifesting.
Well, obviously, I'm a classic chocolate milkshake fellow.
I know you are.
I actually think the chocolate milkshake, it's what I order at every ice cream place. Because like, if it's a good place, they will have a good chocolate milkshake.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Robert, do you notice anything about my hairstyle?
It's got like a ponytail vibe.
Okay. So this is a partless slick back invented by Kylie Jenner. You might think, oh, that's just she's just wearing her hair up in a ponytail. No, it's a partless slick back. And Kylie Jenner invented it. So that's like the whole thing on the internet right now is there's a picture of Kylie Jenner at a Knicks. I was like, what's the name of the team? At a Knicks game. And she's wearing a ponytail, a tank top, and jeans. And people are literally calling it a partless slick back. It's just she's just wearing a ponytail, a partless slick back. And like they're like they love her outfit. And she's wearing a tank top and jeans and a ponytail. And I was saying like my sinister interpretation of like Kylie Jenner, because she did already try to trademark the phrase rise and shine. Do you remember this?
No.
So she sang Rise and Shine to Stormy in an Instagram video one time. She was like, rise and shine in Stormy's room. And apparently Chris tried to copyright Rise and Shine and couldn't. It was unsuccessful. But I think, this is my prediction, Kylie is going to come for like the trademark concept of being a girl. Just like being a girl, girlhood in general, Kylie is gonna own it. And every time any of us wants to like be a girl in the future, we're gonna have to pay Kylie to do that.
Anytime a girl wears a white t-shirt and jeans, that's the Kylie slack pack.
You're infringing on Kylie's girl slack pack.
Well, I think
starter pack.
Yeah. Remember when Kylie Jenner came out and said, "I'm a billionaire," and she was on
pack.
Yeah, yeah. In general, like when I'm mid-sentence, that's go time for you. And I love that you pick up on that, because every time I get to the middle of a sentence, I'm like, come on, Dana, get in here. Okay, anyway, what were you saying?
I was just trying
Smack back.
Doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother me either.
Great.
Good. Doesn't bother me. Remember when Kylie Jenner came out and claimed to be a billionaire, and she was on the cover of so many magazines being like, Kylie Jenner, billionaire. And then like a couple of weeks later, it came out that like, oh, actually she's not close to being a billionaire at all. Mm-hmm. Here's how I know that Kylie Jenner has self-esteem of steel, because if I, Robert, wasn't a billionaire and Forbes published a magazine where I'm on the cover and it says Robert Schultz billionaire, I'd be humiliated. I'd be like, oh my God. I'd like be calling people. I'm like, Mom, did you see Forbes? I'm not a billionaire. And I'd be like sweating about what if they find out I'm not a billionaire? I'm not a billionaire. And Kylie Jenner was just like, oh yeah, tell them I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
And then when it came out there that she wasn't a billionaire, she's like, oh yeah, I just,
Oh yeah, I fudged some numbers.
Oh yeah, I just wanted it.
I kind of said it, and they ran with it, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, I just think it'd be cool to say I'm a billionaire.
Well, I would say that is proof that she has embraced the mentality we speak of, which is that nothing matters, so anything can or doesn't matter. And she decided that she's allowed to just say she's a billionaire, maybe, and if you want to prove her wrong, you can.
And again, she was only worth like something like 300 million or something. And on the one hand, it's like 300 million is still a ton of money, but she's still like $700 million short of $1 billion.
Yeah.
And again, I'm like, it's like if I have $0 and I tell you I'm worth $700 million. Like it is that big of a lie.
That's that big of a lie.
And Kylie was just like, oh yeah, I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
And then everyone collectively, mainstream media was like, you lied. You're not a billionaire. And she was like, oh, well, still me though.
Yeah, still me though.
Hey, still me though.
Still me though.
What are you going to do?
And honestly, I think there's a lot to be learned from that.
Yeah.
Mostly
that lying doesn't matter if you're hot.
Yeah.
If you're hot and cool, it's like, who gives a shit?
Well, I don't think lying matters at all anymore, it seems like. It seems like a lot of the most famous, successful people are freaking liars across the board. Ugly too. There's lots of ugly liars that are freaking making it happen.
In fact, I would say that some of the most successful people are incredibly ugly people who tell the biggest lies.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
So clearly,
do you have any good examples? Do you have any good examples?
I mean,
don't say me. Just kidding.
No, of course not. You always tell the truth.
Thank you.
And you're not ugly. Of course. But I mean, like any politician ever would probably fall into that. Like most billionaires would probably fall into that. Like all the most successful people, they're butt ugly.
Yeah.
And they tell massive, provably false lies all the time.
Yeah, provably false. But I think that is like the billionaire logic is that it's not a lie because if you were even kind of smart, you'd go fact check it and you'd know they were lying.
Yeah.
Like that's the logic that like Elon Musk and all these guys use to like be like, I'm not a bad person, is like they're like, when I lie, you're stupid if you believe it because this is fact checkable.
Yes.
Like that's how they in their minds tell themselves it's okay. Is they're like, well, yeah, obviously I'm lying. Anyone who could Google this would know I'm lying. So let me just say it.
And then they condescend to you once by saying something untrue. And then when you point out it's untrue, they condescend to you again by being like, obviously that was untrue.
Yeah.
Like Elon Musk would be like, 2 + 2 actually equals 5.
Yeah.
And then you say, Elon, I think it's 4. And Elon Musk goes, well, obviously, the fact that you even entertained it being 5 for a second to even look it up is insane. It's why I have so much money and you so little.
The billionaires be like, the fact that you even entertained my lie is why I'm rich and you're poor. That's their ultimate checkmate.
Yeah.
And it's like they can't lose with that logic.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing with billionaires, like anyone with money, they act like having a ton of money validates everything they've ever thought or done.
Yeah.
I saw Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, from Shark Tank.
What does the name Mr. Wonderful come from? Because I know Kevin O'Leary, but I didn't know his name was Mr. Wonderful.
Can I be honest with you? I think it's a nickname he gave himself. That's the thing about these rich people, man. They'll just do anything. They'll be like, hey, my name's Kevin.
Do you think he did that before
everyone...
or after Pitbull gave himself the nickname Mr. Worldwide?
I don't think Worldwide and Wonderful are necessarily even like connected.
I know, but it seems like you're just naming yourself Mr. something.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. And they're both bald.
Yeah.
To me, it's giving, if I was Pitbull, I'd be like, Kevin O'Leary copied the fuck out of me. That's all.
But maybe Kevin O'Leary would be like, Pitbull copied me.
But I've never heard of Mr. Wonderful.
You'd recognize him if you saw him.
No, I know who Kevin O'Leary is. This is what I'm saying.
But you wouldn't even. I said
bald.
Mr. Wonderful.
I know who Kevin O'Leary is.
But did you know he's bald?
Yes.
Of course.
What? Are you joking with me?
I was joking with you just then.
Okay. Good one. Oh, I got it. Okay. But what I was saying.
Oh, if I didn't need you to bring me soup when I was sick.
Uber Eats it. Okay.
But anyhow, as I was saying.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank gave some interview where he said that Jeff Bezos famously refuses to make any decisions after 1 p.m. because the frequency is too high. His words. I saw a separate interview with Jeff Bezos where he says he likes to putter in the morning.
Yeah.
He wakes up and he likes to putter, so he doesn't take any meetings before 10 a.m. So wait a minute. This guy doesn't work before 10 a.m. or after 1 p.m. It's like, and billionaires frame that as like a hack. It's like, yeah, no shit.
But you know what's so funny? And I saw this. Those are my work hours too.
Yeah.
I'm also a 10 to 1er.
They're the work
That's
hours.
how I know I'm destined to be a billionaire.
They're the work hours everyone would have.
Yeah.
But that's my point. There's a lot of people with those exact work hours.
Right.
Also, who are not billionaires at all.
Well, also, I'm not a billionaire yet, but I do think that I will be probably. I just said that right now, and it feels true to me.
The fact that you've never, well, I would say that you have the, dare I say, the power of delusion, which does serve you.
Thank you. But again, I'm like, I keep the hours of 10 to 1. I could totally see how I could be a billionaire someday.
Well, but that being said, I imagine.
Maybe that is the hack.
Yeah, I imagine going up to someone who is working like a 9 to 5 and being like, you know what you should really do? You should try working 10 to 1. They'd immediately get fired.
Well, yeah, because they're working a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But
they should simply have worked a 10 to 1.
well, but you have to make up the 10 to 1.
Yeah.
The 10 to 1 only comes from like, I made this up.
I made it up, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried making up your own job at your ideal hours that pays you $100 billion?
Well, I do that, and I don't have the 100 billion part yet.
But some would argue that's the most important part.
But it's coming.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like how you thought that silence, that you had no responsibility to fill that silence.
Well,
you
because
look
I'm
me
just
in the
like,
eye,
yeah, I'm just
you
letting
say
it-
$100 billion is coming, and I look at you because I'm like, I'd love to hear this.
What, you think I have like a plan?
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, no, I'm just going to keep working 10 to 1 like billionaire Bezos.
And then the money
and
will
I
come.
know the money will come.
Dude, one thing about Bezos that we have to
Yeah.
talk about is like that dude is like ingesting HGH by the pound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. Again, I don't really see the point of that, but for him.
Well, because he's old.
So you think he's using HGH to live longer?
I don't know, man. Because also it can't be good for him.
Yeah.
That is the thing that when like old guys get jacked, it's like, yeah, there isn't like an HGH injection for your internal organs.
Dude, I respect the fuck out of Jeff Bezos literally just because his new wife is like the same age as his last wife.
So he didn't go young.
No, there's something so respectable. Like to me, I'm like, you could be the freaking grossest, meanest, like least moral motherfucker out there. And if you just simply have an age appropriate second wife, I literally go, king.
I was about to argue with you, but then I thought about it and I'm like, actually, there's tons of people who have perfect politics, perfect beliefs. They have all the right opinions about everything, but they're dating a girl who's 30 years younger than them. And I'm like, you're a creep.
Age
I
gap
don't care.
baddie,
So I guess it would have to go the other way. It's like, yeah, Jeff Bezos, maybe there's a lot of problematic things with his money or his corporations or whatever, but it's like he's dating a woman his own age.
He's dating a woman his own age.
And that's not nothing.
It's not nothing. And he's dating a woman who I would also say, I can see why they get along. Because also they're both trying to like, not to be rude, like unsuccessfully look smacks.
Yeah, they're both old people trying to look young
Like-
and hot. And it's not working.
And it's
But I
really
bet that
working.
bonds them
No,
extremely.
100%. Well, I bet they get up every morning. They're like, how are we going to try to be hot today?
Yeah.
And then every day is just like a new scheme to try to be hot that like doesn't really work. Honestly,
Well-
that to me, that's a fun sitcom.
Yeah.
It's just like two really rich people in their 60s, and every episode is just a different scheme of trying to be hot. That
And they're
fails.
engaging in one-upsmanship to try to
Yeah.
get hot.
Yeah.
He's taking a new steroid. She's
Yeah.
getting an experimental facelift.
Yeah.
Both fail. They wind up in the ER together.
Yeah, and that's like,
like
how every episode ends, and there's like cute, kooky little music.
And they're like, we'll get hot tomorrow.
yeah,
though.
tomorrow. There's always
Tomorrow,
tomorrow. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Maybe Jeff Bezos and his wife are goals.
No, I think Jeff Bezos and Lauren, they definitely seem like they have fun together. And also, again, I like that they like just like use their money to like have like random celebrities come to all their events. I think that's funny as fuck.
That is a funny
Like,
bit.
it's just a
Here's the thing,
hilarious
if you're
bit.
doing that as a bit, if you're just like seeing who you can get to show
That's
up,
funny as fuck.
and like a celebrity you don't
Yeah.
know, it's like you just have like Toby Maguire come to a
Yeah.
party. Here's what I would do if
Yeah.
I were Jeff Bezos
Yeah.
and Lauren Sanchez. If I was Jeff Bezos, I would invite all these like celebrities to my party just to see if they would come. And then when they show up, I'd be like, Toby Maguire, what are you doing here? I don't even know you.
Dude, Toby,
Toby,
why
who
are
do
you
you
at my
know
wedding?
here?
Toby, and Toby's like, bride's family.
Yeah, it's like, dude, my bride, no one knows you
Nobody
here.
knows you here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Who invited you? No, man. I don't
No,
know you. Why
man.
would I invite you? That's so weird to invite you to my wedding just because you were in Lord of the Rings? No, that's a different guy. Just because you were in Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You think I want you at my wedding?
Dude, again, Jeff Bezos. I'm picturing if Jeff Bezos does have real friends who aren't celebrities.
Yeah.
It's a bit for them to
I think that's funny.
Let's
as
see if
fuck.
we can get Sydney Sweeney to come.
That's so
And then
funny.
Sydney Sweeney shows up and she's just standing awkwardly in the corner, and they're like, "Hey, do you know anyone here?" You don't, right?
So you don't know anyone here, right?
Dude, if I get super famous and rich, though, I would hate for them to be at my party.
Well, no, again, unless it's a bit.
Unless it's a bit and
an inside joke, again, with your real existing friends.
If Dana and I get super rich, if she gets $100 billion and we have a party and you see it on TMZ that a bunch of celebrities are showing up, no, we're pranking them.
No, that's a big prank on
It's
them.
a giant bit.
It's like the Jonas Brothers will be at our second vow renewal or whatever. And the whole time we're going up to them being like, Nick Jonas, do you know anyone here?
And then I'm going to walk up to Kevin and be like, Kevin, what's up, man? We're so happy you can make it.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, who
are these guys?
Are your brothers?
Yeah.
We'd be doing that.
Yeah, that's what we would do with all of our money.
Dude, we got to find a way to get $100 billion because we've got a lot of great plans.
No, we don't have to find a way. I already have my method in place. I'm working 10 to 1. So it's coming.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never felt more validated than realizing, again, Jeff Bezos works 10 to 1. I work 10 to 1. Okay, the money's coming. Truly, and I felt that in my soul. I felt peace.
Well, Jeff Bezos being
Money's
I like
coming.
to putter in the morning. It's bro, everyone loves to putter.
Robert and I be puttering.
A morning putter is the most satisfying thing in the world.
We putter every morning.
Well, I also think the 9 to 5 workday is broken conceptually because I genuinely think most people, it's they don't want to be working before 11 a.m.
Well, I don't think anyone's brain is on. I don't think people are ready to go.
No.
I think most people need putter time.
Most people need a putter. I think if we were being honest, if we made every single job 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., I think the same amount of work would get done.
I mean, I 100% agree. Also, we talk about all the time, there's so much wasted, inefficient company time.
Well, all company time, you're literally just trying to trick yourself into thinking you should be here for as long as you are.
Yeah.
There isn't that much to do at any company.
Also, again, there's so many psychological studies about how a task takes as long as you give yourself to finish it, always.
Yeah.
If you just say, I have an hour to do this, you will finish it in an hour.
Well, if I had a task, I would try to drag it out. When I was working on 9 to 5, I would or it was a 9 to 6. I would intentionally try to drag it out. I'm I could get this done in 30 minutes, but then I'd have nothing to do for the last 2.5 hours. So just drag it out.
Hey, yo.
You know what I'm obsessed with? I'm obsessed with watching interviews with Kygo. You know, the guy who does tropical house music. And he does all those upbeat, tropical beat songs. And my favorite thing about interviews with Kygo is that Kygo talks exactly like how you would think Kygo would talk. Every Kygo interview, they're like, hey, how'd you come up with all of these songs you make? And he goes, well, I just think about what would be playing on the beach, and I imagine I'm on a nice hammock with a cocktail, and then I make that song, and it's a good time. And I'm like, that's exactly right. Kygo, you're right.
Good vibes. Good vibes are created by a good vibe.
He just seems like a normal, chill dude with an incredibly chill vibe.
Meanwhile, so many other songwriters are like, it's about the abusive relationship I was in.
Yeah.
And then the next abusive relationship I was in.
Well, Diplo is so I was banging 20-year-olds at once, and then I found this old record. It was this grunge shop that was about to be burned down, and I kind of put that over a beat and just made it sound crazy. And meanwhile, Kygo's I was imagining the sun shining, and then when the sun shines, it's warm, and so I wanted the song to play that was warm like the sunshine.
What accent does he have?
He has a Swedish accent, and I will tell you, I think the way to do a Swedish accent is you just speak with an American accent and say some words wrong.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
No, 100%. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit wrong American English.
It's a little bit wrong.
Well, I had a Dutch friend when I was in 3rd grade, and I just thought it was so funny because, again, in Holland and the Netherlands and in that kind of region of Northern Europe, Denmark, Sweden, they learn American English, not British English.
Yes.
And so it's so funny because they have an accent, but it's again, it's not an accent that you even could detect.
They have 80% not an accent.
It also almost sounds, dare I say, just a slight speech impediment or something.
Yeah.
You're talking to an American person who hit their head on the ground.
Yeah.
That's rude, but
an American person is walking along and they're like, yeah, so I went into the office yesterday, and then they walk into a telephone pole and it goes bong, and they go,
yeah.
And then after the office, my boss called me in and he said, hello, would you like to maybe stay a little later today? So I went there and then I did all the work that had to be done. And
it's just a little bit wrong. It's just a little wrong.
Beautiful accent.
Beautiful. I mean, again, I love I mean, I'm a big fan of that region of country.
Yeah.
I love Iceland. Famously took a solo trip to Iceland one time. It was very weird. But
Didn't you just like a guy wasn't texting you back, so you booked a solo trip to Iceland for no reason? Where you were
that was
detained
my
at the
Wyoming
airport?
backpacking trip. Iceland was like another manic episode. But while I was in Iceland, I was detained by customs, and I had a backpack full of fake IDs. And they claimed, okay. So basically I solo traveled to Iceland for 3 days because there was a $200 round trip ticket on this now extinct airline, Wow Air. Mm-hmm. And I was like, $200, I'm going to go.
Of course.
3 days, book my Airbnb. I get there, I'm like, I don't really like it here because everything smells like sulfur and tastes like sulfur. That's something about Iceland.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So everything just kind of has the like smell of sulfur. I think the whole time I was there, I just ate fries and ice cream and sour candy, and all the snacks were kind of off. And I watched Keeping Up with Her Kardashians with Icelandic subtitles on the TV in my Airbnb pretty much the whole time. But then I'm on my way home. I go through customs. They claim that they detect gunshot residue on my bag. I don't think they did, but I probably was like a suspicious passenger. I have a suspicious energy when I travel. I also used to travel like super, super light, and the only things I would ever have on me were like one pair of clothes and like a Klonopin bottle. You know what I mean? Like that vibe.
Like an assassin would travel.
Yeah, I do.
You
was traveling like an assassin would travel.
A secret state agent would travel.
100%.
You're just not. You're just like a girl.
And I realized once they pulled my bag, and I was like, oh shit, in the back pocket of this backpack, I just randomly had a bunch of fake IDs from high school because it was like an old high school backpack. And there was like so many different fake IDs from so many different states.
This is like an assassin. It's like every assassin movie, they have that scene where they open their bag and there's like a ton of fake passports and stuff, and you just have that.
And I'm like sitting in the like customs holding cell. They had me there for like 2 hours. And I'm like, oh my God, are they gonna like find my fake IDs? Like, am I like fucked? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to call my mom and see if she can try to get me out of Icelandic jail. Like, I'm like really worried. And then they come back and they're like, we're good. And my fake IDs, I don't even think they opened the pocket with my fake IDs. And I'm like, what are the odds of that?
Also, what
like,
do they care about American fake IDs? It's like, that's not their, they don't care.
Well, I was gonna tell them, I had a whole thing prepared where I'm like, oh, I make movies. And they're just like my identities in my movies.
I like how the whole thing you had prepared raised so many more questions than it answered.
Well, I had some YouTube videos on my channel at the time. So I'm like, I'll just say I was there for YouTube videos.
Again, you have a Bugs Bunny, Jack Sparrow-esque quality where somehow like you avert disaster at every turn.
Yeah.
Wild.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, I had a YouTube. I would have simply just told them I was in I had movies.
I would just tell them that I was making movies with the fake IDs.
Okay. And so again, if this is the kind of vibe you want at your pool party,
right.
Go ahead and give her an invite.
But ultimately, like, yeah, if it's summer and you don't have a pool party, here's my thing about summer too. If it's summer and you're not getting the call to the pool, you might think maybe they're just not hanging out at the pool. They are. Everyone with a pool is hanging out with their friends at the pool every day that it's warm out, it's nice out. And if you are not getting an invite to the pool, it's not because the pool hang isn't happening. You are being excluded from the pool hang.
And to make it worse, you know what everyone at the pool hang is doing? They're talking shit about everyone who isn't included in the pool hang.
Are.
So you think, oh, I'm not invited. If you're on Instagram and you see all of your friends are at a pool that you're not at and you feel sad, it's actually worse because it's not even just that they're all at the pool without you. They're at the pool talking about you.
Yeah, and you might placate yourself and be like, they're not thinking about me. They're too busy having a good time at the pool. What do you think the good time at the pool consists of? Gossip.
About
at
you.
Your expense. Me and gossip.
They were probably about to invite you and they realized they couldn't gossip about you and all the weird things you've done that you thought nobody else was noticing, but they totally were.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, we can't invite them.
Well, I realized in high school, my primary obsession with getting invited to parties was not that I wanted to be at the party. It was because I realized that if I was at the party, people couldn't talk shit about me at the party. That's like the only reason I wanted to go. And then I did start getting invited to the parties. I don't know what the lesson is here. Because I got fake IDs.
That can't be the lesson.
To buy
the lesson
alcohol.
Can't be, as you grasp for a lesson, it can't be turned to petty crime that will almost land you in an international prison.
My loneliness is what led me to the life of crime that I briefly dabbled in, which I am completely clean from. I am even clean from, as I've talked about, prescription medication.
But the only thing you're not clean
from... And
from...
I don't need a fake ID anymore because I'm 31.
Anyway, happy summer. This has been the summer pool edition of Midnight Milkshake.
We hope you had fun chilling in the pool with us.
A pool is wherever.
Oh my God, you know what I can't wait for? When we're billionaires and we're hosting a pool party and we invite like Brad Pitt and then he shows up and we're like,
what are you doing here?
Do we know you?
and then whatever he brings to the party, we're gonna pretend it's weird to bring that.
Yeah.
He's like, I brought you a bottle of wine. Okay, oh, it's new. All right.
And then he's texting his agent. He's like, it seems like they don't want me here. And his agent's like, you have to stay. This is $1 million.
This is $1 million.
And then we keep acting like he's weird for being there.
And then the agent calls and they're like, hey, so Brad says you're acting like you didn't know he was coming. You're paying him $1 million, right? I'm like, oh yeah, we're paying him.
Yeah, we're gonna pay him.
And then we hang up the phone. I'm like, hey, Brad, who did you say you know him?
Who invited you, Brad?
I want to get rich so I can play mean social pranks on rich and famous celebrities.
But like the thing is, now that we've unlocked this as a potential way to spend money, I am like, no, if I have like an obscene amount of money, absolutely, I will frick around like that at least a couple times.
So please blow up this podcast so that we can harass Tobey Maguire and Brad Pitt.
I just want to make J-Lo feel really out of place.
I don't know about J-Lo.
No, she's cool. She's cool.
I
would want her there. That's awesome.
If J-Lo shows up to your pool party,
no, that's awesome.
You have to be excited
I would
about
be
that.
cool. I'd be hyped.
And that is also the thing. Like I could see myself mocking Tobey Maguire or fucking with Brad Pitt. It's like if J-Lo shows up looking amazing as she always does, I'm gonna be like, is there anything you need?
Hey, don't be too familiar with her.
She's like 60.
Yeah, but that's what we talked about. How cool guys don't mind that she's 60. I don't know where I'm going with this. All right. Thanks, milkshakes.
We need to cut the camera so we can talk so we can work through this.
I'm also really hot in here. I need to go to a pool.
We need to go to a pool. Let's go to a pool.
We need to get invited. Invite us to your pool.